Buonasera, welcome back. I've been absent for a while for no particular reason. It just time goes quite fast. And I have had a request, which is what I'm going to cover today. I have recorded a few videos which have disappeared somewhere. And they are, or they were about English grammar. I thought, I have said it before, but I thought it could be useful for English speakers, those who are native English speakers, or those who also use English as their main language or first language. You'd be good to know a little bit more about it because, as I said before, it is unfortunately English grammar is not taught in school normally or in many countries. So, as I said, I did record a few videos, but I don't know, I might be able to find them or maybe not. Otherwise, I'll record them again. Anyway, today we are going to see. I've been asked to cover could and should. So let's see could and should. First of all, could and should come. Where do they come from? In English. Sometimes you have to understand things in English first, and then, not always, sometimes, not just sometimes, um, and then you can translate them into Italian in this case or another language, because it's not the first time that somebody asked me, somebody meaning a student asked me, "Oh, how do I translate should?" It depends. What are you saying? What do you want to say? Well, how do I say could in Italian? It depends. And by the way, I do have a video about would, which is just the same. How do I say will? It depends. Will, I think I have covered it as well. Will is there isn't a word for will. What is will in English? You have to ask yourself. And as a short answer, will is to form the future tense. So will in English is all the different endings for the future in Italian. So it is important to understand what you are saying in English first, in whichever language. So let's see. I have a document that I have prepared with a few examples to try and understand a little bit more. I think he's taking his time. Are we there yet? I think we are here very slowly, very slowly. Let's see if I can move this. It's taking its time, isn't it? There, let me see if I can. Finally, yes. Right, so we have could and should. I've been asked, how do I translate could? How do I translate should? And my question is, what do you want to say? What is the context in English? And first of all, where does could come from? Where does should come from? And that's where they come from. Could comes from can, should comes from must. So can and must are two modal verbs in English. So the modal verbs probably you are more used to here talking about modal verbs in Italian. Which ones are the modal verbs in Italian? Potere, dovere, e volere. So potere and dovere, like in English, also in Italian, they do behave, let's say, in different ways. So we're not necessarily talking about can and must at the moment. We just, but however, these are modal verbs, so this must be said. Um, it is important to know that they're modal verbs because, as we said, they do different things. So the past of can is irregularity, and the past of must, the future as well of the modal verbs are different in English as well. So when you're saying could, what are you saying? When you say should, what are you saying? First of all, you need to be aware of where these two words come from, as we said, can and must. So I have already given it away almost with this question. Are we using the past? Are you talking in the past or in the conditional tense? Passato o condizionale? So this is when we can see could and should. So let's see. I was going to cover the conditional tense. So this could be a little kind of a taster, a little taster. And let me, I said it before, however, do also check the video about wood, which is even a bit more complicated. So let's see these examples. I can go and see my friends whenever I want. So I have used can in the present tense. So can means to be able to. You have the ability, the possibility, the ability to do something. So this, yeah, we have can in the present tense. So can, we said, in Italian is potere, the verb potere, which you do translate with can or to be able to. We are sticking with can now. That is so in Italian this sentence would be posso andare a trovare i miei amici quando voglio. So posso is I can, followed by infinitive, andare. So next sentence we have could. Just asking how do I translate could into Italian, we said it's not enough. We need to see the the context, what tense and the context and which tense you're using. If you say I could go and see my friends yesterday, so we had yesterday already, it makes it clear that this action happened already, has happened already. It happened yesterday in particular. So if you say I could go and see my friends yesterday, you mean I was able to in the past. So in this case, we are using passato. So we need the past tense of potere in Italian as well. In this case, in Italian you'd be sono potuto andare a trovare i miei amici ieri. And here, just by the way, we are talking about past tense of potere. I do have a video, separate video, where I talk about the modal verbs in the past, passato prossimo and imperfect. So that will cover some more information that could be useful if interested. So here, could, to the question, how do I translate could? And we can see that it's the past tense. Then we are going to use the past tense also in Italian. In this case, passato prossimo. Another sentence that we have here is I could go and see my friends tomorrow. So in this case, could is not past in this case, is almost is a possibility for the future, in this case for tomorrow. It could be today as well. So it's a suggestion. What can I do? What could I do? I could go and see my friends tomorrow. I've got some free time. In this case, we're talking about, we are using could as conditional. In English, you cannot see the difference between the past tense and the conditional tense when it comes to could. Can actually, and then when it becomes into the past tense and the conditional tense, you cannot see the difference. There is no difference, and that's why it's confusing. And that's why you need to know the context and how you're using it. So in this case, is a suggestion, is a possibility. Uh, or in fact, there's a condition, for example, you can say, I could go and see my friends tomorrow if I have time left or if I have time. So there is a condition. That's why it's called conditional. In this case, we are still using the verb potere in Italian. However, we are conjugating the tense, potere, with conditional, so we are using the endings for the conditional tense. And this is potrei, I could, andare a trovare i miei amici domani. I could go and see my friends tomorrow. So remember, I'm repeating myself, but it's always good to hear the same things. You need to know what you need to say, what you want to say in English, and then you can think also how or you can actually translate it into Italian. Now we have a couple of examples with should. So we said the should comes from must. Must is something like something you have to do. Remember, the another way to say must is to have to. I have to go or I must go. There is a little difference between the two. So here we've got an example with must in the present. You must go and see your friends. So a must, as we said, is a modal verb. In Italian is dovere. So present tense of dovere, devi andare a trovare gli amici. You must go. So you've got the infinitive to see your friends. Remember that trovare is also to see, to find or to see somebody. And then we can use, or if we need to say something slightly different, you should go and see your friends. So we are suggesting, we are making a suggestion. This is what you should do. It doesn't mean that you must, but you should. And this is, for example, it's also a polite request. The using the conditional in this case, what you should do, not what you must do, what you could do as well, is the conditional tense. And in this case, again, we are going to use the conditional tense and endings for the verb dovere in Italian. So we'll have dovresti andare a trovare gli amici. So this is a very short, very brief a video about should and could. There is a lot more. However, these are the main context and the main uh, um, context and situation that you would see could and should. So do remember you need to know what am I saying, what do I want to say in English, and then you are more able to translate it, to think how to say those words into, especially verbs, but not only, into Italian. So as I said at the beginning, do go and watch as well the video that talks about would, how to translate would, because it has also some similarities to this, but also some other uses. If you're interested about modal verbs, I do have some videos including modal verbs in the past, passato prossimo or imperfect. If you've never watched any of my videos, what I say normally is that I am always very happy for you to suggest any topics. Any topics, if you want, you can make a request in the comments. So just leave a comment, for example, and ask a question. you can ask a question about anything that I have covered. So under whichever video that covers a specific topic, you can ask for more information about that or to clarify, or make a request about something that I haven't covered yet, and I will be very happy to do so. And as I said, unless I find the videos that have disappeared, I will probably publish some videos about English grammar, which again, hopefully will help to understand well, the grammar of the language we're using to do these lessons, really. And hopefully it will help you to see Italian also in a different way, and your own language in a different way. Um, right, so I will see you next time. And as I said, feel free to leave a comment, and thank you for liking the video.